Okay, so from now on, we'll know in detail about each type of data type, right? So we have number, string, boolean, uh, like other types as well. For each of the type of data type, there will be some functions, inbuilt functions. Those will be learning. Okay, so generally, how will be defining a number? Okay, so as we already discussed yesterday, if it is a billion, generally we'll write like this. Okay, but it's hard to read. How many zeros are there? It's very hard to read. One might not be able to read or how many zeros are there. Okay, so to avoid this, in JavaScript, what we can write like, we can write like one followed by underscore, then three zeros, then underscore three zeros, then underscore three zeros. So in this process, it ignores underscore, but it is readable. Okay. So if there are any long numbers whenever you are writing, so make a habit of writing with underscore so that it will be readable whenever anyone is reading the code. Okay. So like as I already I told you, like for example, whenever you want to like show 1 lakh. Okay. So for example, where 1 lakh is 1 underscore 00 underscore 000. Okay. So in Indian numeric system, we will be like excluding the three zeros. Then for every two zeros, we'll be separating by comma. Right. So if you want 1 crore, we will put two more zeros. Right. This will be 1 crore. So it will be bit readable, but without underscore, if you write it, we can't read, like it will be hard to read. So internally, it will be storing the digits only, but in order to read, what we can do, we can use underscore wherever it is needed. Okay. In US or America, they follow 3-0 format. Like okay, for every three zeros, they will be separating with comma. Uh, Here in coding, we use underscore. Okay, so and like if you have multiple zeros after something, for example, uh, you may want seven zeros or nine zeros. You don't have to write always zeros. Instead of that, what you can do, you can after the number, you can use E, like how many zeros you want, those zeros. Okay, so it is 1 followed by 9 zeros. Okay, 1 E9 means 1 followed by 9 zeros. For example, let me show you. One billion equals to 1 E9, right? So if you print 1 billion, we are getting 1 followed by 9 zeros. Okay, so it is like into 10 to the power of 9. 1 into 10 to the power of 9, you can simply like define as. Okay, so if it is 7.3, which is same as 7.3 into 10 to the power of 9, means 7 3, like after 7 there will be 9 zeros. As there is a 0.3, we will be considering it as 7 3 8 zeros. It will be 7 3 0 0 0 0 0. So it's just like mathematical way of showing the things. How we use 10 to the power of 9 or 10 to the power of 3. Okay, the same way we show it. Okay, 1.3 E6 means 1.3 into 10 to the power of 6 means 1 after that 6 zeros will be there. Okay, so whenever there are any microseconds or milliseconds are there, then we use -6 or -3 if it is a millisecond. For the same thing, we will be using 1e minus 6 for microsecond, and millisecond 1e minus 3. Okay, which is equal to 0.001. Okay. Hex binary octal numbers we don't need as of now. So generally we use decimal format, right? We have 0 to 9, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. But there are other number formats as well. For example, hex is there. Okay, hexadecimal numbers will have the numbers, like it will have 15 numbers, which will be 0 to 9, which are 10, and A, B, C, D, E, F. Those are A is 11, B is 12, like that they will be considered. So their number format will be different. Okay. So the conversion or you can do using this particular method, which is two string. Okay. For example, you want to convert it to hexadecimal. How many numbers hexadecimal will have? It will have 16 numbers, which is from 0 to F. F is 15 here. So it will have 15 numbers. So the base of that particular number is 16. Okay. For example, as we already yesterday discussed, if you want binary, okay, binary will have only zeros and ones. Okay. As it will have zeros and ones, it has only two numbers. So if you want to convert any decimal number to any other number, you can use this method, which is two string. And if you give 2, it will convert to binary. If you give 8, it will be octal. If you give 16, it will be hexadecimal. Okay, this is different numbering system. So which based on our requirement, which you can use. Okay. Yesterday we already discussed, right? For example, if it is 0, like as they will be having 0 and 1, it is 0 and it is 1. How they will be representing 2 with zeros and ones? The next big number with 0 and 1 will be 1 0. The next big number is 1 1. The next big number is 1 0 0. Okay, 1 0 1 is the next big number. Okay, so for example, we want what will be the value of 4 in this particular system. Okay, let's see. So we have 4 as a number. We have one function which we are learning, which is two string, and I want to representing in binary, which will have zeros and ones only. Okay. It is saying unexpected token. Let me give it in a number then. Okay, where number 4 dot to string of 2. Okay, we got as 100. Okay, so 100 is in this particular order. For example, 0 is 0, 1 is 1, 2 is 1 0, 3 is 1 1, 4 is 1 0 0. Okay, so if you want to convert any decimal number to binary number, how we'll be doing? We can use two string of like the 2, as we want to convert it to binary. Okay, the same way, if you want to convert into hexadecimal, what will be the value of 4? It will be 4 only, because from 0 to 50, 0 to 10, the same values will be there for hexadecimal. 0 1 2 3 4 till 9, it will be same. Then after that, it will be A, B, C, D, and E, and F. Then after F, what will be the number which will be getting in hexadecimal? Will be having 1 0, 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 4, and till 1 9. And we won't have 2 0 after 1 9. We will be having 1 A. Okay, then 1 B. Okay, for example, then 1 C, like that we will be having. Okay, so For example, you want to know what is the value of 15. Okay. For example, number is 15 and I want to convert it into hexadecimal. So hexadecimal value of 15 is F. Hexadecimal value of 16 will be 10. Okay. So that's how the numbering system will be. And if you want to convert, then you can use this two strings of the base. Base is for hexadecimal it will be 16, for binary it will be 2. For octal it will be 8. Okay. Okay. As we have seen just now, we were getting error if we use uh, dot, right? So for like as of now, what I was trying to do, I was trying to do dot to string of 2. Like here I'm getting an error, invalid or unexpected token. So to avoid this, the special syntax will be you have to use two dots if there is a number directly. Okay, this is the two dot. Like if you want, if there is a number and you want to directly convert that number, you have to use two dots. Okay. And in numbering system, we might want to do like for example, there will be some numbers. Okay. For example, one packet is a, for example, one pack of like there are 10 items. Okay, 10 items. Okay, there are 10 items in a pack. Okay, so each item value is for example say $0.3. Okay, each item, okay, there are 10 items in a pack and each item value is $0.3. Okay, in this for example they wanted for example three items. Okay, one, for example, Sunil plays 10, or like he took three items. What will be the value? Like, and he took three items and he gave $1. How much change he will get? Okay, for example, this is the problem statement. Okay, we know each item value is $0.3. Okay, so he took three items. So what we will do? So where ordered value is each, for example, where each item value is 0.3. So each item value into how many items he ordered? He ordered three items. Okay, so total order value we are getting, and how much he will be getting the change? He gave $1 minus ordered value. How much is the order value? We have to find. Okay, let's see what will be getting the output. So I am getting 100009. I don't want something like this to be happen because we are following in dollars. Like I want either 0.10 or 0.1 as an output. So to avoid these, what we can do, we have some numbering system. Okay. We have some functions, math.floor and math.seal and math.route. So based on our requirement, we can use this. Okay. So what math.floor does is, floor means how you can remember this function is, floor means uh, the ground or a base. Like for example, you are in a house, what will be the floor? When you are looking down, it is a floor. When you are looking up, like the fan ceiling will be there, right? So when you are looking up, it will be the seal. The floor means from your height, it will be always lesser, right? So whenever there is a value, for example, 3.1 or something, then the value becomes 3. It will floor, okay? Like if there is minus 1.1, then it will be minus 2, okay? Uh, okay, for example, the value is 2.1. So it will be always lesser. You have to take 2. Okay. If it is 1.5, it will be 1. So you have to look left side in the numbering system. If it is 3.5, it will be 3. The same way, if it is minus 1.5, where the value will be minus 1.5 means it will be between minus 1 and minus 2. So value might be here. Okay. So when you are doing floor, you will be taking always the value of this uh, at the left side. So the value will be minus 2. Okay. Are you getting, or should I re-explain? The floor means the value will be little lesser out. Okay. 3.1 means 3 minus 1.1 to minus 1.999. It will be minus 2. Okay. So yield means it is a little bit greater value which will be rounds up. Okay. So math that seal means 3.1 to 3.999, it will be 4. And minus 1.1 will be minus 1. Okay, is there any doubts in these functions? Or okay, so math.floor will always give the lesser value which will be rounds up. Okay, math.seal will be giving the greater value. Okay, and math.round will be giving the nearest value. For example, for 3.1, what is nearer? Either is 3 is nearer or 4 is nearer. We know 3 is nearer, right? So we will give the 3 as the output. For 3.6, it will be 4. And in middle cases, it will always rounds up. Like if there is exact 3.5, it will be rounds up. Rounds up means it will be uh, ceiling. Okay. Ceiling means 3.5 becomes 4. Okay. We can check in our, like we can take few examples and check. Okay. For example, we have 10.5. Okay. Num dot. So how we can use this? Math dot. We have to use math dot and we have to pass that. Okay. I'll show you. We should, that math is a inbuilt object. Okay. If you want to use seal, you have to use seal and you have to give that number. Okay. If you give that number, it will be giving the seal num. Okay. As in, like it will return a value. what will be the value which will be in the seal num is 11, because the seal value which will be always giving the greater value. Okay, which will be rounds up. Even if it is 10.001, will be giving 11. Okay, if it is 10.999, then also it will give 11 only. Okay, if it is minus 10.1, okay, the next greater value for the minus 10.999 will be minus 10. So that's why we got output as minus 10. Any doubts here? Is everyone understanding? Let me know if you can't understand. Okay. So this is the seal. The same way we will be having math dot floor as well. Floor, what it will do, it will give the lesser value. It rounds down. Okay. Next available lesser value than this, which will be rounds up. Okay. Okay. So okay, we were rounds will, okay, sorry, rounds will be giving the next nearest value. Floor will be giving the lesser value. So rounds will be giving the nearest integer. Okay, nearest means for 10.9 and is 10 is nearer or 11 is nearer. We know 11 is nearer, right? So for 10.4, 10 is nearer. So we'll getting 10 as an output. For 10.5, it will be rounds up, means we will be giving 11. Okay. For 10.1, we will be getting 10 as output because 10 is nearer. Okay. For same way, we will be checking for floor. Floor will be giving the lesser value. So for 10.1, the lesser value which will be rounds up to 10 only, right? For 10.9 as well, the lesser value which will rounds up will be 10 only, right? So that's how it works. And there is mad.rank as well, but it is not supported in Internet Explorer. Like if it supports in ServiceNow, we can use it. So what this particular method will be doing, it will be removing anything after decimal point. Okay, 3.1 will be 3 and minus 1.1 will be minus 1. Okay. So you can go through these. Like generally, we will be using this whenever we are dealing with any price, or when you want to like, for example, 3 rupees 6 paisa is there for each of the item. How much will be the three items? You have to, in like any vendor system where you are dealing with multiplications or additions, then you have to like after calculation you have to round to nearest value, right? So at those times, what you can do, you can use round. Okay, generally you can use round or floor based on your requirement. Okay. So you have to use math or round to the next nearest value. So he don't get any change. That's the like 0. That's right. Okay. And there is one more method as well, which is to fixed. So what to fixed will be doing? It will be round to the end digits. Okay. For example, 12.34 is there. I want to round it to only one decimal point. Okay. After dot, I want only one number. Okay. So the two fixed of one, it will be giving 12.3 as an output. Okay, which will be rounding. So for 3, 4, the rounding will be 3 itself. For 3, 6, as the nearest for 0.36 will be 4. That's why we got 12.4. Okay. So if you want to add zeros, then what we can do, like to fix it 5 means it will be adding 3 zeros after it. 3, 4, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Like that it will be happening. Okay, some cases in some if you are in using integer and you are giving some invalid value where you are giving 1 e 500 means 10 to the power of 500. In those cases, in some cases we will be getting incorrect values as well, where we here got infinity, but it's actually not infinity. Okay, and there will be in JavaScript some incorrect calculations as well, which you need to know. Here 0.1 plus 0.3, if we see, if we check exactly for 0.3, here it's returning false. Why? Because actually 0.1 plus 0.2 will be sum to 0.30004. Why? Because internally it will be converting to bits. Okay, so for the fractions, it will be bit different, like how it will be doing. So it will be storing in a binary format, and then it will be doing one's complement in order to store all those. Okay, so as all these you can go through. So uh, so you have to know that whenever you are doing any additions or subtractions with like fractions, then you need to check whether it is exactly correct, or you can take the value to the round or to fix it to the two numbers. Okay, so that will solve a problem. So all these we don't need. So we have something called as parseInt and parseFloat. Okay, so what does it parseInt does? Okay, in some cases we might want some value of integer which is present there. Okay, like if it is in a string, we want to convert it to a number or a floating point, then we can use this parseInt and parseFloat. Okay, for example, 100 pixel is there. If you want to convert it using plus operator or number operator, it will be giving us as a not a number. Okay, but if you use parseInt, it will be taking the number only and leaving all the other things. Okay, for example, parseInt of 100 px will be 100. Parse float, it will even include the floating points as parse float of 12.5 em. It will be giving 12.5 only. Okay, parseInt of 12.3, which is in string. Okay, the general purpose of parseInt and parseFloat is in order to convert any string to a number, but if it starts with number and if it ends with any even with any characters, any string characters apart from numbers, then it will ignore those and it will only catch these numbers. Okay, like similarly how we use a toString, the same way even we can use this parseInt as well. If you want to convert some like number, like for example 0xff is say you want to convert back. Okay, so ff is octal number. Okay, you want to convert into decimal. So what you can give is, you can give this 0xff, which is like it is reverse to two string of that base we have learned, right? For example, what we know, for example, var num equals to 50. Okay, so num dot to string of base 16. What it will return? It is returning f. Okay, so I want parsing of f using base 16. It is returning 15. So when you want to convert an octal number to decimal, then you have to use parsing. And when you want to convert any normal decimal number to octal number, you have to use toString. Okay. So this method, it's available. Okay. So we have other math functions as well, which you can use. Okay. Which are like math at random. So okay, what math at random will be giving you? It will be giving any random value between 0 to 1. Okay, like which is not including 1. Okay, means except 1, it will give any random value like 0 0.1234, anything like that. Okay, in some cases we might want random numbers, so there we can use this. And math at max, it will be returning the max value. Min will be returning min value. Okay, and we have math at power as well, which is to the power 2 to the power of 10 is 1024, right? Which is same as 2 into 10. Okay, the same way, like we can use, which is also gives the same result. If you want to use math at power, you can use the same as well. Okay. Is there any doubts in number system, like, or what are the methods, how we can use that? Okay. Is there any doubts? I'm considering no, and moving forward. So coming to strings. So as we already know, any texts or words you want to store, those will be storing using strings. Okay. Either it can be so every string needs to be encoded with like quoted with single quotes or double quotes. For every single quotes, for every opening single quote, there should be closing single quote. For every like opening double quote, there should be closing double quotes as well. Backticks doesn't work, so we won't check about backticks. In service now it doesn't work. Okay. For example, where some string is there. Okay. Generally, this is string. We'll be writing like this. Okay. It is str. For example, while defining this, I forgot the closing bracket. Okay. Then I got some error, which is saying invalid or unexpected token. Why I am getting is why? Because for every opening double quotes, there should be a closing double quotes. Okay. So if you are using single quotes or double quotes, you should write in one line only. If you try to write something here and after that something here, then it won't work. Okay. Like for example, for the same string, you have written str here and you are writing a string here, then it won't work. Okay, because everything should be in a single line. Okay, if you want to write in other line, there will be some tricks that we can learn later. Okay, and in some cases there might be some special characters. Okay, For example, whenever you want to print, okay, for example, you want to print something saying some list of cricketers. Okay, after this cricketers, I want new line, because for example, if I write MSD here and then I can say Virat here, it is not looking good if I print. Okay, list of cricketers I'm saying, and I'm printing here. So how we can make it to a new line? Okay, so in order to make it to new line, we can use slash n. Slash n, what it will do? Slash n means it will be new line. Okay, after list of cricketers, I gave slash n. Slash n means it will have new line. Okay, if I try to print this str, oh, why it is not working? Let me check. Slash n, is it correct or not? It should be correct only. Why, I don't know why it's not working here, but it should work. Maybe in console, I don't know if it will work or not. Let's use console.log and then try to print this str. Okay, so now I'm getting list of cricketers as MSD and Virat. Why I am getting in new lines? Why? Because I am using slash n. Okay, this str is there. Okay, if you use this slash n, it will be printing in new line. Okay, I'm using slash n, and I'm doing, I'm using console.log to create print here. Okay, list of cricketers, I got MSD and Virat. So MSD and Virat came in new line. How those came in new line? Why? Because I have used slash n. So after list of cricketers, I use slash n. Flow slash n means go to new line. So it is in new line. I started MSD again. After that, slash n. Slash n means new line. So in new line, I got Virat. Okay. Is everyone got or any doubts here? Considering as no and continuing. Okay. Similarly, there will be other special characters as well, which you can learn about here. Okay. Slash n is new line, which we already saw, and slash r is which we don't use. So in uh, like here we don't use, but in Windows text files we use, I guess, that we don't use. So slash followed by single quote or slash followed by double quotes will print the codes. Okay. For example, I want to print a code. Okay. For example, so there is a code saying today is Buddha Purnima something. Okay, this is the some string I want to print. So whenever I want to print, I want to have double quotes in this particular string as well. Okay, generally as we use double quotes to define a string, like if you use one more double quotes here and one more double quotes here and then print, I'll get an error, because for every starting there will be closing double quotes as well, and this is something which it doesn't understand. Okay, so in order to avoid this, there is a special character. So whenever you want to print double quotes, use slash followed by double quotes. Whenever you want to print single quotes, use slash followed by single quote. Okay, so how I can do? I want quote here. So slash followed by double quotes, and here slash followed by double quotes. So if I print, now I'll get in the quote saying today is Buddha Purnima in double quotes. How I got it? I used slash double quotes. Okay. If I want in single quotes, what I will do instead of double quotes after this slash, I'll be using single quotes. Okay. Is everyone got this? Okay. And if you want to print slash, you can use slash slash as well. Okay. Like for example, you want to print slash, you can use double slash as well. Okay. So generally we use slash t as a tab. Okay. For example, we are printing some list of values. List of something. Wait, you want in the new line, we want, for example, number. Okay, number is there. And you want after number, you want some tabbed space. Like after, for example, if we enter tab here, how will we getting the space? This space. So that is the tabbed space. How will get the tabbed space? Using slash t will be getting. Okay. For example, list of users or something is there where we want number, name. After that, we want age, something, right? So if you want with tabbed space, what you can do? So I'm getting list of user. After number, I'm getting the tabbed space, and then name, and I'm getting tabbed space, age, right? So how I'm getting this? Using slash t. If I use slash t, you can pronounce this as tab. Okay, tab space. Okay. So if you use slash t, you will get like that. There will be backspace slash b. If we don't use this much, but you can use if you have any other requirements. Okay. And like there will be Unicode as well. For example, you want to print this smiley, there will be separate Unicode for this. Okay, for example, we got this. Like how this smiley interprets internally using this Unicode. Okay, so regarding Unicodes, you can check. So all these Unicodes will slash with backslash as a special character, or we can also call it as escape character. Okay, that means if there is a slash, okay, for slash u, if it is slash u, then it will be Unicode. Okay, slash x means it is hexadecimal Unicode. Slash uses normal Unicode. For each of the Unicode, there will be some code will be defined. Okay, you can see Unicodes here. Okay, for example, we want this one. Okay, what is the value of this? 1F607. Okay, 1F607. I want to print that. Okay. Console.log. Here I didn't get. Let me check in alert if I can get. U1F607. How they are doing is U plus it is right. Let me check with U plus if I can get. Let's check if there are any other unique codes. Mhm. Like actually internally it will be storing with some unique codes, that those unique codes we need to find. So, which is 1F unique code character, HTML code, CSS code. Okay. And generally we use this Unicode for symbols. For emojis, I don't know. For example, let's take any of the symbol of the symbol. So if you want to print something in Telugu, the decimals for this is between 3072 to 3177. Okay. So the range will see example 0x00 is there, right? This is hex based. Hex based or 0 u like slash x, then use that, right? Let's try to print something. Here it's not printing. Follow slash x invalid hexadecimal exit sequence. So we can come back at it later. So generally we use these Unicodes internally in order to print any special characters or to print in any other languages. For example, for Telugu, we use this Unicode character. Okay. Like for example, in order to print R, we'll be using 0x0 like this. Okay. Let me try to use this in decimal. We have here it's not printing properly. Maybe we need to have something which can even print that. Okay. As of now, we are not. It's not getting print. Okay. we have here they are using with quotes, right? Let me use quotes if possible. Till it is in the same thing. Okay. Let's leave this for now. So for example, I need to say I am nervous. Okay, I am a walrus. So in I am walrus, there is one single quotes is there. How you will print that single quotes? You have to use slash followed by single quote so that you can actually print this single quote. Okay. So string will be having the length also. For example, how for example you want to know how many characters are there in this particular string. Okay, how you can know is, for example, I can say I am good at JavaScript is one string. Okay, I want to know how many characters are present in this. Okay, I can say str dot length. Okay, so it will be printing me how many characters are there. Okay, let's shorten this so that we can know. JavaScript has 10 characters. Like that, we can use this length property as well if you want to length of that particular string. Okay, so whenever you want to access each character, for example, at 0th character, what is there? So generally, we we have array system, right? So internally, string also follows the array like thing as well. There, each of these characters, like for example, you can start from 0. Like here, you can see in the JavaScript, J is at 0 position. Okay, A is at 1 position. Okay, so if you want to know what is at some position, what you can do, str followed by, for example, let's know what is the second position. Second position means we will be getting the sorry, I closed it with wrong bracket. So we will be getting as an output. Why? Because at second position 0, 1, 2, at second position we will be having v. So always we'll be starting with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. Okay. So we can access each of the character by this bracket like structure where you can give the character number. Okay. So if you want last character, what we'll be doing? We'll be using str.length -1 and we can pass in str so that we'll be getting the last character. So here we should get t as an output. So we know that the character length is 10. So how we know that? Using str.length. So t will be at what position? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So at 9 positions t will be there, right? So as we are starting from 0, okay, the last one will be always lesser than length, because we are starting from 0, not from 1. Okay, if you want to print t, what will be printing? We can print str of 9. If you want directly, we can use str of 9. Then we'll be getting t as an output. But dynamically, if you want the last one for any character, then what we can use? str of length -1 we can use. Okay. Okay. So if you want each of the characters separately, what you can do? For example, this is the code. Okay. So what you can do? We know at 0th position it will be there and 1 position it will be there. So I can use for loop. Okay, what I'll be using? I'm starting from 0 and I'll be I'll be reading it until it is lesser. Lesser means uh, like the character length will be 10, so it will be looping till 9 only. Why? Because I am using less than. Not if I use less than or equal to, it will even try to read 10. But as we want to read till 9 only, I am using I less than str dot length. Then I am incrementing each of the character, and I want to print what are the characters are they. Okay, I can use console.log to print and say str of I. So here, why I am using I is, so first it will be having 0, after that it will become 1, and after that it will be 2, 3, like that, right? So I want to print each of the character. Okay, then I am getting JA, like that, right? Okay, is everyone got how we can access these? Is everyone got, or is there any doubts?